You know, sometimes it's super hard to say no, but sticking to our values and honesty is key, even if it means being a bit tough. In a perfect world, forgiving would be a breeze, and we'd all get fresh starts. But hey, reality isn't always a walk in the park. Some mess-ups run so deep that a simple do-over won't cut it. Actually, giving someone that shot might just make things worse. So, it's crucial to know when to say nah to forgiveness. Our sanity and health should always come first. We're here to help you figure out when it's smarter to learn from the past than to relive it. While it's good to empathize, we've also got to face the music when someone messes up. Now about Stoicism, that old school philosophy. It tells us to see things as they really are, not just how we wish they were. Sure, giving someone another chance is like a beacon of hope, showing faith in their potential to change, but let's not dive headfirst into Pollyanna territory. We got to base our decisions on facts and logic. That means taking a long, hard look at someone's history. Are they stuck in a rut? Will giving them another shot just drag us down? So in this video, strap in, because we're tackling 14 key things to think about before doling out second chances like they're going out of style. Stick around till the end, and if you dig what you hear, a little thumbs up and a subscribe would be awesome. It's a win-win. You help us out and it won't cost you a dime. Let's do this. Hey, fellow knowledge seekers, if you're liking what you're hearing, smash that like button and maybe even hit subscribe for more awesome content in the future, all right? Let's dive into our adventure. Number 1, people don't often change. Let's be real. Changing deeply ingrained behaviors or personality traits is no cakewalk. It's not just about recognizing the need for change and wanting it. It requires consistent effort and sometimes even professional help. This kind of makeover is tough, intricate, and honestly pretty rare. Most folks tend to slip back into their old habits, not because they want to, but because those patterns feel comfy and familiar, even if they're harmful in the long run to themselves or others. And here's the deal. Successful transformation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It needs the right surroundings and support from the people around you. Without these vital ingredients, even the most determined individuals might struggle to make headway. Now, don't get me wrong, change is doable. But let's get real. Expecting someone to totally revamp their character or behavior, especially without genuine drive and proper backup, is a long shot. So when it comes to handing out second chances, you got to proceed with caution. Depending on the seriousness of their past actions or behavior, you might just be setting yourself up for disappointment. Sure, we all wish for change, but sometimes that wishful thinking is more about what we want to see rather than what's likely based on their history. Acknowledging that people don't flip a switch overnight doesn't mean we should turn a blind eye when they mess up. It's an opportunity for us to step back, evaluate the situation, and put our own well-being first. While it's noble to offer support and cheer, let's not forget that the ball for change ultimately lies in the individual's court. Realizing this can be freeing. It allows us to focus on our own progress and nurture relationships that are mutually beneficial and respectful. So let's keep our eyes peeled, set clear boundaries, and focus on building connections that help everyone involved thrive. Number 2, always uphold your values. When it comes to giving someone another shot, it's essential to stick to your guns. It's like a life rule. Always hold fast to what you believe in, no matter what. That's where Stoic philosophy kicks in. It's about staying loyal to your principles, regardless of the situation. For the Stoics, being virtuous and having integrity are like the ultimate goals that should steer every decision we make. So before even considering giving someone another chance, pause and reflect. Ask yourself if this aligns with your core values. Are you staying true to your moral compass? Because let's be real, compromising your values just to give someone another shot can land you in hot water. Ignoring past behavior that's been less than stellar can toss you into a cycle of disappointment and regret. You see, when we let harmful actions slide without addressing them, it's like handing out a free pass to keep on hurting us and others. But by holding firm to our values, we draw a line in the sand. We create boundaries that not only shield us, but also shape how we engage with the world. Now, don't get me wrong. Being compassionate and adaptable is crucial. But that doesn't mean we should toss our principles out the window in the name of forgiveness. True wisdom lies in knowing when a second chance is worth it and when it's just asking for trouble. So, stay true to yourself. Keep those values front and center. And remember, sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to say no. Number 3. There are individuals who find it difficult to apologize. You know, there are folks out there who can't seem to spit out those two little words. I'm sorry. It's like apologizing is their weakness or something. But here's the deal. Regret. It's a tricky emotion. It's not just about feeling bad. It's about owning up to your mistakes and genuinely wanting to fix things. And that's crucial for patching up relationships and moving forward. Now, if someone can't or won't muster up some real regret, it's a warning sign. It's like they're missing a key piece of the puzzle, self-awareness and a commitment to change. Without those, personal growth is like trying to swim upstream without a paddle. You see, true regret goes way beyond a simple sorry. It's about diving deep and understanding how your actions have affected others. It's about rolling up your sleeves and making genuine changes in your behavior. Without that deep understanding, apologies just sound empty, like a broken record stuck on repeat. And trust me, hollow apologies, they're about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. But here's the tricky part. Sometimes a person's reluctance to show regret isn't just about being stubborn. It could be a mix of things: pride, selfishness, or even deeper issues like narcissism or a lack of empathy. And let me tell you, those traits, they can mess things up faster than you can say, oops. So, when you're dealing with someone who talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk when it comes to apologies, think twice before dishing out second chances like candy on Halloween. 'Cause here's the reality, giving them another shot might not fix a thing. In fact, it might just give them the green light to keep causing trouble, consequence-free. And nobody wants that, right? Number 4. Forgiving isn't the same as getting back together. Let's dive into forgiveness. It's this powerful move that's all about breaking free from the chains of anger and pain. It's like giving yourself this amazing present, the gift of peace and emotional well-being. And here's the kicker: forgiveness. It's a solo trip. You don't need the other person to change, apologize, or even realize they've been forgiven. It's all about you making that call to let go and move forward. But hold up, because here's where it gets a tad trickier: reconciliation. Now that's a whole different story. Reconciliation, it's like the superhero version of forgiveness. It's about fixing a busted relationship. And let me tell you, it takes work. It's not just about saying sorry and calling it quits. Both sides gotta roll up their sleeves and put in the effort. For real reconciliation to go down, there's gotta be empathy, understanding, and yeah, some changes from everybody involved. It's like rebuilding a house from scratch, brick by brick. You gotta restore that trust, lay down some ground rules, and agree on how things are gonna be different moving forward. But here's the deal. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you automatically have to welcome them back into your life. Sometimes, even if you've forgiven them, it's just not smart or even possible to salvage the relationship. Especially if they're still up to their old tricks, you know, the harmful, deceitful stuff. And that's where setting boundaries kicks in. Sometimes keeping your distance is the best way to shield yourself and honor your own needs. Choosing not to reconcile isn't a sign of weakness or bitterness. It's a sign of strength, recognizing that some relationships are beyond fixing, and that's okay. So, remember, forgiveness is for you, reconciliation is for the relationship. And sometimes the healthiest move is to let go and carve out space for your own healing and growth. It's all about finding that balance and doing what's best for you. Number 5. Derooted problems usually don't just go away. You know those stubborn stains that refuse to budge no matter how hard you scrub? Well, deep-rooted problems are like that. What we've seen and learned tells us that when something's deeply ingrained in a person's personality or behavior, it's not just going to vanish overnight. Nope, it takes serious effort to shake things up. These issues go way down. We're talking about things like broken promises, manipulation, abuse, the heavy hitters. And here's the kicker. They usually come from past experiences or traumas, or sometimes from straight up refusing to face our own flaws. Let's get real for a moment. If someone's been displaying these harmful behaviors for a while, chances are they're going to keep cropping up like those annoying weeds in your garden. Unless, of course, there's real recognition, willingness, and effort to change. Choosing not to give second chances in these situations. It's not about doubting someone's ability to turn things around. It's about being realistic. Change isn't easy. It takes more than just saying sorry or promising to do better. It requires guts, commitment, and a whole lot of hard work. Because here's the thing, without those key ingredients, awareness, desire, and a long-term commitment to change, you're just spinning your wheels. And believe me, those same old issues, they'll come back, leaving you stuck in a never-ending cycle of hurt and letdowns. So, yeah, it's tough. But sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to recognize when it's time to put your foot down. It's about setting boundaries, looking out for your own well-being, and holding out for relationships that lift you up instead of dragging you down. Number 6, always say no when you need to. All right, listen up. When it's time to put your foot down, just do it. It's like the golden rule of self-care, knowing when to say no and sticking to it. Forgiving someone is one thing, but it doesn't mean you have to let them stroll back into your life like nothing happened. Nope, not at all. Saying no is all about prioritizing yourself, your peace, your emotional well-being. That's what really matters. It's like setting a boundary that says, hey, I'm not sacrificing my own happiness just to please others or meet some social expectation. So, before giving someone another chance, take a good, hard look at the situation. If they haven't shown any real signs of change or owned up to their mess, then it's perfectly okay to shut the door. And let me tell you, saying no, it's like putting on this suit of armor that protects you from getting hurt all over again. Toxic behavior, abusive patterns, they rarely change unless there's some serious soul-searching and commitment to personal growth. So don't hesitate to draw that line in the sand. Saying no isn't about being mean or petty. It's about standing up for yourself, showing that you won't tolerate being treated poorly. And that, my friend, that's what real self-respect is all about. Number 7, learn from the past. Reflecting on past experiences can be a real eye-opener. Giving someone a second chance without considering their track record might seem hopeful, but it could mean missing out on valuable lessons. Forgiveness is great, but it doesn't mean we should sweep things under the rug or ignore red flags. It's crucial to assess if the person genuinely regrets their actions, understands the impact, and has made genuine efforts to change. Our past teaches us about setting boundaries, respecting ourselves, and maintaining healthy relationships. If someone keeps neglecting these basics, it might be wiser to prioritize your own well-being rather than setting yourself up for more disappointment. It doesn't mean closing the door on forgiveness or future reconciliations, but it does mean trust must be rebuilt through actions, not just words. Number 8, personality and change. People's personalities are a big deal, shaped by their genes, life experiences, and how they interact with others. Usually, personality stays pretty consistent over time, but that doesn't mean folks can't change. It's just that real, lasting changes take a heap of effort, some serious soul-searching, and sometimes even professional help. When you're considering giving someone another shot, especially if they've messed up before, it's crucial to consider their personality. If their bad behavior is deeply rooted in traits like manipulation, selfishness, or a lack of empathy, chances are they won't change without seriously committing to personal growth. Understanding this isn't about being negative or giving up too soon. It's about being realistic about whether someone can change and protecting yourself from getting hurt again. Hoping for big personality changes without the person putting in real effort can just lead to more letdowns. But recognizing that personality is fundamental doesn't mean we don't believe people can improve. Everyone should strive to be better, but it's a tough, long journey. If giving someone another chance could jeopardize your well-being, knowing this stuff about personality can help you make wise choices. Number 9, don't act on impulse. Acting impulsively can stir up trouble, especially in relationships. It might lead us to overlook warning signs or past issues that could cause more harm down the road. Instead of rushing to patch things up or fearing loneliness, it's crucial to take a breather and really reflect on why the relationship turned toxic. and whether those issues have truly been resolved. It's vital to understand that forgiving someone doesn't automatically mean you have to let them back into your life. You can forgive them and move forward without rekindling the relationship. Being firm in your decision means recognizing your boundaries and prioritizing your own peace and well-being. So when you're considering giving someone another chance, it's wise to take a step back and assess things calmly and objectively. Give yourself time to weigh the pros and cons, and remember that sometimes the best choice is to avoid going back to something that ended for a good reason. Having the strength to resist impulsive urges in favor of what's genuinely beneficial for you in the long term demonstrates real emotional maturity and self-respect. Number 10. Nothing is certain. Life is full of uncertainties, especially when it comes to relationships. Believing that giving someone another chance will magically solve everything is often just wishful thinking. It's crucial to understand that there are no guarantees when deciding whether to give someone another shot. Acknowledging this reality helps us grasp that even if someone promises to change and puts in the effort, they might still revert to old habits. This is particularly important to remember when trust has been seriously damaged. Recognizing the absence of guarantees prompts us to approach second chances with greater caution and realism. It's not about always being suspicious or refusing to forgive, but rather about being fully aware of potential outcomes. It also involves setting clear boundaries and conditions if we do choose to give someone another chance. This includes clearly communicating our expectations and the consequences if those expectations aren't met. Such an approach safeguards our emotional well-being and holds the other person accountable. Number 11. Don't let your feelings get in the way of your clear thinking. It's great when our emotions and logic work hand in hand to help us make fair and sensible choices. But sometimes, our feelings can cloud our judgment, especially when it comes to deciding whether to forgive someone who may not deserve it. We tend to dwell on the good times, cling to hope for change, and overlook the lessons from the past. Letting our emotions take the wheel instead of clear thinking can lead us right back to the same pitfalls, hoping for a different outcome. Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes self-control and seeing things as they truly are, reminds us to balance our emotions with rational thinking. It's okay to acknowledge our feelings, but it's not okay to let them dictate our actions without considering the consequences. When determining if someone merits a second chance, it's crucial to take a moment and weigh the situation carefully. This means going beyond just our emotional attachment to them and considering their past behavior, the likelihood of genuine change, and how their actions might impact us. Assess if they're genuinely committed to making amends and if you're prepared to potentially face the same challenges as before. Establishing clear boundaries is essential to safeguarding yourself throughout this process. It's not about holding on to grudges or refusing to forgive, but about ensuring your emotional and physical well-being remains intact. Sometimes opting not to offer a second chance is simply about prioritizing self-care, not about harboring resentment. Number 12. You play a crucial part in your own life. All right, listen up. You're the main character in your own life story, and that means you've got a pivotal role to play. It's like this empowering reminder that while we can't control others' actions, we have full control over how we respond to their behavior. Let's chat about second chances. Deciding whether to give someone another shot. It's not just about sitting back and letting life unfold. No way. It's about taking charge and making a deliberate choice that aligns with your values, boundaries, and self-respect. By acknowledging our own agency, we're essentially saying, hey, my peace of mind, that's on me. It's about refusing to let people who've hurt us in the past waltz back into our lives without a second thought. It's like granting ourselves permission to prioritize our own well-being. And here's the scoop. Stoic philosophy? It's dropping some serious truth bombs. True peace. It's not about external factors. It's about mastering self-control and living by our own moral code. Taking an active role in our lives. It's about making intentional decisions. It's about surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift us rather than drag us down. Sometimes that means politely declining to offer second chances to those who don't deserve them. But here's the twist. It's not just about cutting ties and calling it quits. No, it's about embracing those challenging experiences and using them as stepping stones for growth. It's about declaring, you know what? I refuse to be a victim of circumstance. I'm going to learn from this, become stronger, and shape the person I aspire to be. So seize control, my friend. You hold the power to shape your destiny. It's time to step into your narrative, own your journey, and make choices that reflect the amazing person you are. You've got this. Number 13. See the power in moving on. All right, let's dive into the power of moving forward. It's like unleashing your inner superhero, not just brushing off negativity, but standing up for your own happiness and peace of mind. You see, sometimes we cling to relationships for all the wrong reasons. Maybe it's because of the memories we've shared or the history we've built together. But here's the kicker. If those relationships are causing more harm than good, it's time to hit the road. Moving forward means granting ourselves permission to prioritize our well-being. It's about recognizing that we deserve better. Better than stress, better than conflict, better than constant sadness. It's about decluttering our lives to make space for relationships that uplift us, not drag us down. And let me tell you, taking that leap, it's not for the faint of heart. It might mean saying goodbye to long-standing friendships or even family ties. But you know what? It's worth it. Because the peace and freedom it brings, that's priceless. By choosing to move forward, we're not just leaving behind toxic situations, we're taking charge of our emotional well-being. It's a bold statement that we're courageous enough to pave a path toward better mental health and more genuine connections. So yeah, it might be challenging at first. Change always is. But trust me, the rewards, they're immense. It's about acknowledging that our personal growth and peace of mind are non-negotiables. And it's about recognizing our strength to make tough decisions, even if it means stepping out of our comfort zone. Number 14, realize that setting boundaries is good for you. Let's chat about boundaries. It's not about being selfish, it's about self-care. When we establish clear boundaries, we're setting the ground rules for how we want to be treated. It's like drawing a line in the sand and saying, hey, this is where I stand. And here's the deal. Boundaries act as our safety net. They shield us from getting hurt or finding ourselves in sticky situations. Plus, they foster an atmosphere of respect and trust in our relationships. It's like laying a solid foundation for healthy interactions. Sticking to our boundaries is like sending a memo to the world about our expectations for treatment. It's all about mutual respect and consideration for each other's needs. But here's the best part. Boundaries also shield us from burnout. They empower us to say no to things that drain us or push us beyond our limits. It's like hitting the pause button and saying, hold up, I need to take care of myself. And here's the kicker over time. Setting boundaries becomes a recipe for happiness. It prevents us from feeling worn out or resentful. It's all about maintaining balance and ensuring we're not overextending ourselves. In conclusion, adopting Stoicism in our approach to forgiveness can serve as a valuable compass in navigating complex interpersonal dynamics. While forgiveness is often touted as a path to healing, it's equally vital to recognize when establishing boundaries and prioritizing our well-being come first. Refusing to forgive, especially after enduring repeated harm or encountering behaviors outlined in the 14 points discussed, isn't a sign of weakness. Rather, it's a display of strength and self-respect. By embracing Stoic principles, we empower ourselves to make informed decisions about who we welcome into our lives and how we respond to their actions. In doing so, we honor our values, safeguard our mental and emotional well-being, and pave the way for genuine growth and fulfillment. So take care of yourselves, folks. Your happiness and safety matter. And hey, if you found these tips useful, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're all about spreading positivity and lending a helping hand. Until next time, stay well and remember, you're valuable. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay profound, stay stoic. Bye for now. Stay blessed.